Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 26th of November 2023. Today's video is a little bit strange name, and probably noticed from the picture I put on the video. It's Saudi Arabia, Gaza, and dogs. Why did I choose this crazy title? I was going to do another video, however, when I opened the news today this morning, before I started, I wanted to check, and I saw something on the news about Saudi Arabia is hosting a dog show in Riyadh. And those who don't know the culture may ask, what's the big deal? So what? No, it's a big deal. And the reason I'm going to tell you, there is hadith left to us by the founder of Islam 1400 years ago, and the Muslim take it very, very seriously. And I'm going to read you the hadith, and I'm going to also put it in the description box. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, here. It reads, Abu Huraira repeated God's messenger as saying, Abu Huraira, it's a person, that's his name, okay? A woman, an ass, and a dog, okay? Put out prayer. Cut off prayer. 3 creatures prevent the prayer reaching God. That's the woman first, the donkey second, and the dog third. And some other hadith, they change it to the black dog, not just any dog, but the black dog. Either way, I don't know what's wrong with the black or white dogs, but very interesting. Some discrimination here. Now, I want to explain that a little bit. By the way, I'm going to answer a comment came to me from the same person whom I spoke. I tried to answer his question last time. He left a very good comment, so I'm going, at the end of, when I'm done, I'm going to talk about it. Why is this important? I think it's a very important subject. From this hadith, we can tell that there's kind of putting down of certain creature and certain part of humanity, half of humanity down. If you are a Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, I don't care, and you are trying to communicate with God, all religion consider God is the most holy. So when you are trying to communicate with the holy, you should not have anything that's unholy disrupting that communication. And that's exactly the same for a Muslim. If a Muslim feeling and believing that he's communicating with the ultimate holiness, with God, the most holy, then there shouldn't be an interruption of something unholy. And what's unholy is the woman. Anyway, I don't want to talk so much about that, but I don't see how, if I'm praying, if I'm believing in this Islamic stuff, I call it stuff, and my wife passes by, or my mother, or my daughter, or my sister, that will put out the prayer, makes it invalid because the unholiness came to the room. Also the dog and the donkey. The donkey, by the way, until like 150 years ago, it was one of the animals that many people depending on to travel, to carry heavy stuff, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with the donkeys, and I don't know what's wrong with the dogs. I like dogs, I love dogs. I don't care what the founder of this ideology say, but many people feel and know that dogs are really faithful friends, and you can feel their affection. So I don't know what he had against dog, specifically the black dog. So anyway, that's not the issue here, but the issue is Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Muhammad and Islam. At the time that many people and the media is so crazy and Al Jazeera is going wild about what's happening to the children in Gaza, and the children are dying in Gaza, Gaza, and here, the country that really supported the Palestinians and the Palestinian issue for since 1948 until 5 years ago, approximately, and paid so much money to keep this Palestinian issue alive, was Saudi Arabia. Now, the worst time that the people of Gaza are suffering at this moment is these days. I don't think at any time in Gazan history they have experienced such destruction. And Saudi Arabia focused on Riyadh dog show. What does that tell me and tell you? They don't care. They had enough. And the Egypt, who was always, the Egyptian army always ready to push the Palestinian issue, they don't want to hear it anymore. Okay. So, who carried the torch after Saudi Arabia forgot about this issue? Qatar. And now who is doing the negotiation? Qatar. And believe me, there is some stress, quite a bit of stress now on Qatar, as it was put 5 years ago or so on Saudi Arabia to stop the nonsense of this radicalization. They came to their senses. That will ultimately destroy the country and destroy us. So let's leave it. That's nonsense. So now there is a certain tension between the old generation who were raised up studying mathematics, little kids in the first grade, 2 hand grenade plus 2 hand grenade equals 4 hand grenades to kill the infidels, to kill the American infidels, to kill the Jewish infidels. This is stopped, but went to Qatar. I don't know if they have the same exact textbooks, but it is supporting Hamas and all these radical terrorist movements. And Al Jazeera is the propaganda machine for them. Now, Saudi Arabia, the birth of Islam, and the founder of Islam said that dogs are filthy, are unholy. They stopped the prayer, are hosting dog show. That's very interesting. So some people may argue, say, oh, only the black dog. So it's international competition. There will be there black dogs. So it's not an excuse. So that shows that this Islamic stuff is honestly, Many Muslim actually they think I am exaggerating or I don't know what I'm talking about, but if you take a step back and think about what's happening, Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, is actually going totally against Islam, against Muhammad, the founder of Islam. This is what's happening, accept it or not. Okay? Now, one thing really got my attention is why so, I mean, I'm sorry for each child, each man, each woman who doesn't have a horse in the race, and they are civilians who wanted to live. They want to live and take care of their family and raise their children and give them good education and have good experience in their family and family setting. These people are victimized by what's going on. And I can't blame Israel for that, because Israel is reacting to what happened to their their civilians and the attack they suffered. Okay? But what got my attention here? Yes, many young kids, many innocent men and women were killed in Israel during these operations. And Al Jazeera is talking so much, and many media are talking so much about it. However, why don't we hear Al Jazeera talking about the children that were displaced and suffered and killed in Yemen? More than the children died in Gaza, more than them were murdered, killed in Yemen, and you don't hear of them. Why? Also Syria, the same thing. More children were killed in Syria than in Yemen. Just now, Sudan suffering the same thing. Libya was the same thing. Afghanistan. It doesn't matter here who is killing, because in Yemen and Syria it's Muslim killing Muslim. Muslim children are caught in the middle and they get killed. That's okay, because it's a Muslim against Muslim. But if a Jewish by accident, or a Christian or a Buddhist or what have you, by accident touch a Muslim child, the whole world, the whole Islamic world will stand and not sit down again. Because what? The whole unholy infidels touched our children, killed our children. Despite of that, actually, the children and the innocent people who are killed in that fight between Israel and the terrorists are innocent people. They are killed by mistake, and they are warned before the attack to leave, please evacuate. But the terrorists hold them as a shield to protect themselves. Bunch of cowards. Okay, that is the conclusion of that. What I read today is things are changing, and I think it's changing to the better in this region, and Islam is on its way out. Many people will disagree with me about that, but that's my feeling. It's on that what's happening in Saudi Arabia today, the birth of Islam. They are more focused on dogs and dog show than what Muhammad said. It speaks volumes. Okay, now I'm going to try to answer the person who commented on the last video, and I'm really I have to appreciate his or her tenacity, because he or she is polite and some of the points are valid. So I'm going to look at it one by one, divide his comment or her comment to sections, and we'll answer it one piece at a time. He starts or she starts. First, we have to understand whether Judaism is a race or a religion. Okay, what difference does it make if Judaism is a race? or a religion? Okay, in my opinion, it is both. Why? Because Judaism is pertaining to Judah, the son of Israel. Israel is Jacob, and the descendant of Jacob, or Israel, later on received the Ten Commandments that came with Moses, and that became the center focus of their faith. So it's both a race as well as religion, a race and faith. Okay. He continues, or she continues, even if it's a race and were the native inhabitant of this place, then still hundreds of years have passed since they were displaced and scattered across places, possibly mixed with other local population from other religions. That could be, yes. Okay, let me put it this way. I migrated from Egypt to America. Immigrated from Egypt to America. My wife is not Egyptian, so my blood mixed with other people's blood. What does that say? My children cannot go and live in Egypt because their blood mixed with other blood? Okay, let's say I never left Islam, I'm a Muslim, and I married a Buddhist. And my children want to continue in Buddhism, not in Islam. And we want to go back to Egypt. Are they not Egyptian? Can they go back? Yes, they can. Okay, let's say, who can object to that? If I want to go back to Egypt and Egypt does not say no, who can object then? Okay. He or she continues, so it doesn't really make much sense to try to reverse history, which will be going to create more harm than good. I don't know according to who. Nobody is trying to reverse anything here. These are people identify as Jews. Could their blood have been mixed with other people, other races? Yes. Could some of them have become Christian? Yes. Could some of them have become Muslim? Yes. But remember, Christians were Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. So, the first disciples who actually brought the teaching of Jesus to the world were Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. Let's say they are still alive, let's say, and they were working all over the world, and all of a sudden they said, it's time to go back to Israel, to our land. And Israel welcomed them back. Can Greece or Italy or Egypt object to that? What business do I have with them? They want to go back to their country, and their country is welcoming them. What if they married to women from other nations, and they mix their blood with other women, and they have families that it is mixed, some black, some Asian, some... okay. And the country is accepting that, welcoming them back. Who am I to say no? I don't know. I'm not reversing anything. Nobody's reversing anything. This is an agreement between the country and the people. Both of them accepting the term. Okay, he or she continues. Also, why only Jews returning to their homeland is important to you? Well, it's their homeland. If they want to return, That's their business. It's not mine. It's not important to me. It's important to them. And they want to return. Let them return. Who am I to tell them return or don't return? Some they don't want to return. Is it my business to go and tell them, oh, you must go back to Israel, your homeland? No, they want to stay in France, in Italy, in Egypt, in anywhere. Go ahead. As long as you are welcome there, fine. Some people probably felt not welcome wherever they were. That's why they went back to Israel. Okay. And continue. Are you going to do the same for Zoroastrian, Yazidis, and Tibetan, etc.? I'm not going to do anything, but if these people want to go back and their country guarantee their safety and welcome them back, go back. It will not hurt my feeling. I don't know why is this so important. It's not. It's not. But in the case of the Israeli, because they don't want many people in Israel, because the Palestinians want from the river to the sea. They want to get rid of the Israeli totally. And that is not acceptable. Okay? But for me, whoever wants to go back, I don't care if you are black, white, yellow, and living in a different country and you want to go back to your original country. If you're Muslim, Christian, Jewish, and you want to go back to your original country, you're welcome. As long as you want to go and your country is welcoming you back, good luck. Continue. The Jews are as radical as the Muslim, comma. I have to correct this. The Jews probably will be better to put the Jews as radical as the Arabs. I met with Muslim from Thailand, Muslim from Mexico, Muslim from Europe, people who became Muslim, and their attitude is not the same as the Arabs. So probably the sentence will be better if it's the Jews are as radical as the Arabs. Both are the victims of superiority complex. Like that, I agree with you. But that probably came, if the superiority complex, a complex for both the Arabs and the Jews or the Israelis, I would say it's originated in Abraham. It's not simple if you say God called me, God personally blessed me. That will give you a certain arrogance in a way, if you will, or confidence that you are the chosen person of God or group of people of God. And the Jews as well as the Arabs are descendant of Abraham. So probably that superiority is inherited from that feeling that we are chosen. We are Semites, we belong to Abraham, he was blessed directly by God. That could be the origin. Yes, and it's true. It's true. I think I missed one part. Oh, I'm sorry. That's before. Let me get to it quickly. I missed one section. I'm sorry. And if you still believe you are fighting for a good cause, then believe me, the modern day Israel, it is nothing but an American army base in the Middle East to keep the place under its control. I agree with you 100%. Yes. Qatar also is an American base. Many countries are American based. Japan, South Korea are American. They have American bases there. Alright? I agree. There are few ideologies trying to control the world. Three rather. Huh? Communism, democracy, and Islam. Communism lost, we say, in 1989. We thought it was done 1989 when the Soviet Union collapsed. Unfortunately, America and the rest of the world did not follow up because it was revived again in China and North Korea. Okay? And China, until now, it's a hellhole. North Korea, nobody wants to go there. And in my opinion, personal opinion, yes, they may flourish for a while, but they actually, North Korea they are hungry, they are starving. Okay? Ultimately, they will collapse. The second ideology wants to take over is Islam. But what if Islam takes over? Will be like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Egypt, Sudan, Yemen, non-stop fighting. We'll go to the Stone Age. The best ideology that I saw, and I traveled many countries, and to prove that, now there is a big issue in the United States of America because of the border, the open borders. Why many people from China, from Iran, from Egypt, from South America, Central America, they go to Mexico and they sneak across the border coming to the United States. Is it because it's so bad? Many people are risking their lives, literally. Many people get killed in that journey. Many people, they get raped in that journey. Why do they sacrifice so much and putting their life at risk? Because they want a better life. And America offers a better life. And I hope the rest of the world can follow. Yes, America has so many problems. I have to admit, Americans admit that. We have many problems. But do you have any better place than America? No. To be honest, America until now is the best country. Okay? So, yes. I hope they control the whole Islamic region and bring it up to the level of Europe. I hope. Nobody would say no to that. The educational system, the intellectual ability, get away from that dogma and the poison that we inherited for a long time. I hope that was the case. Thank you very much. We hope to hear from you.